on that opening song, when it starts to clap, that clapping sound, I'm always giving you a high five, and I feel like we're clapping together.
Well, you should let me in on that so I can kind of do it in this little window I see over here. I can at least fool my mind.
Next time. Today, we are going to be talking about something near and dear to my heart, and I think many of you as well, the earth and keeping our oceans clean. And there's something we can do to help, and I'm so excited about this, Ken. You're going to blow our minds today.
It is something, it's a conscious choice you can actually make to help. And yes, that's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
I love it. Well, let's talk about it, shall we?
Yeah. So, this is one of those subjects that it's kind of on the burgeoning point of something. A lot of people don't necessarily have tons of information on it, but there's definitely growing awareness on it. And the more you dig into it, the more alarming it really is. It's truly alarming. I don't use that term loosely, but the more you dig into this, just as I've done, it's concerning. And if you've got kids on top of it, you should at least be thinking about it, hopefully taking some actions. But let's start with thinking.
I agree.
So I started out with this slide. You got a waiter and a customer, and I just asked the waiter's asking the questions. Can I get you a drink?
Wait, is this a script? We should read the script. I'll be the waiter.
A script. You could read the script.
I'll be the waiter. Can I get you a drink?
Yes, I will have a plastic and water. Yes, a plastic and water. Now, this is how your choice in laundry detergent can help our planet. That's what this is really about. So think about that. I'm going to have a plastic and water. We'll come back to that, Jen.
Okay. All right. What's next?
You did a great job as a waiter, by the way. Great
Emmy
job.
Awards now. Yeah. Did you like my paper I was writing?
I did. It's very good. All right. So let's spin that to the next one here. So what are microplastics? Because that's what we're really talking about. And essentially, it's any type of tiny solid plastic particle from 5 millimeters to 1 micrometer, which is a really, really, really tiny piece. You really can't even see it. But they're found in litter in the oceans, waterways, and nature.
Yep. And I would imagine in the ocean, whereas like with us breathing air, it's probably a little harder to inhale these types of plastics. But I bet you if you're a sea creature, they just go right into your system.
There is no doubt about it. And these little suckers, there is no immunity from these things. They're found in the deepest levels of the ocean. They're found on Mount Everest. They're found on Antarctica. No inhabitants, and we've got these things everywhere.
Wow.
So it's prevalent. So we'll dig into that a little more. We'll turn that page. So what are the sources of microplastics? So we know they're really ubiquitous. They're all over the place. They're in things like microbeads, the fifth biggest cause, microbeads, and that's a lot of times in cosmetics. There's these little tiny balls that are for exfoliating your skin with things that are abrasive. Fishing equipment, like commercial fishing equipment, tires, which there are bazillions of tires in this world, and you just think about how much gets sloughed off as you're driving your car. Paint dust, and then the number one, drum roll please, the number one cause of microplastics. Oh, that's good. I love that. Clothing. Your clothing is the number one cause of these things. 37% of microplastics are caused by clothing.
I had no idea.
And like that picture, that's a big pile of clothing.
Yes.
So how does this happen? Next page, Miss Bess. Clothing, a lot of clothing contains polyesters, rayons, nylons, acrylics. It's essentially plastic, and it's really hard to find. I was going through the inventory in my mind, how many clothes do I have that, I have cotton clothes, but 100% cotton, as you know, is really, really wrinkly. It's really,
yes.
It requires a lot of ironing to keep that stuff straight. So even as a consequence, a lot of manufacturers put polyesters in there just so it's less work with wrinkles. But the bottom line is almost all clothing has these components in them. And most laundry detergents rely on poor detergent chemistries, long wash cycles, and high temperature to do the cleaning. So just think about that. And it's very common. You probably, chances are you've got a poor detergent chemistry. because we've got a great one, but there's a lot of poor detergent chemistries out there. You have a lot of long wash cycles and high temperatures. This combination and other causes clothing to abrade. It's like the clothing is just rubbing against itself, and it's got other attributes that make it abrade even more. So as the abrading goes on, it sheds tiny fibers. These are actual plastics, and the fibers are so tiny, Jen, they can slip right through filters in your washer and even in the publicly owned water treatment plants. So even if your water gets treated, it slips right through those filters and it passes on into the ecosystem. It's in the ocean, it's in the waterways, it's everywhere.
Wow.
So
that's blowing my mind.
When I have this conversation with people, a lot of people say, well, why don't we just get rid of these clothes? And it's really not as easy as just that, because, you know, we live in an affluent part of the world, North America. And although we have some choices and probably some opportunities to do things, the reason a lot of these things are added to clothing is cost. And people in other parts of the world don't have that same benefit, let's just say. And they couldn't afford the clothing if it didn't have these attributes in it, because natural fibers, you know, all wools, they're expensive. So most people can't do that. So this problem is going to be with us for a little bit. We can't just get, you know, it sounds nice, but it's really difficult to cast that thought on the world and say, let's just get rid of these clothes. So next slide. So I always like these things when I say just the facts, because, you know, this isn't about emotion. This isn't about crazy Ken talking about something that might be just for the sake of raising awareness. These are just facts. Okay, so the tested water in the U.S., and there's actually a lot of it right now. 94% of tap water is positive for microplastics. 94%.
Wow.
And almost all bottled water, almost the same thing, contain microplastics, including Dasani, Evian, Aquafina. These are big brands. Like, you know, I think, what about the mountain water from Evian? It doesn't matter. It contains it. So just think about that for a second, how prevalent that is.
I didn't even know that this was a thing, but now you're saying it's pretty much everywhere. So it's just unavoidable. That's why I made that first slide and said, you know, what would you like to drink? Well, I'll have plastic and water, because that's what wild. You're actually having. That's what you're having. I thought because we weren't breathing it in like the animals in the ocean, that maybe we were not getting that into our systems, but you're telling me we are.
We are, absolutely. And in fact, so there's a lot of studies, again, going on in marine life and what's going on, because obviously that's, you know, ground floor for the problem. 100%, Jen, 100% of the mussels tested have microplastics. 100. So when I see these things, I see 100% of mussels. You can bet it's 100% of clams, it's 100% of oysters, it's 100%, you know, right. Just go down the list.
Yeah.
And this next little thumbnail on here with this person says, by 2050, we are going to have more plastic than fish in the ocean. And that's if it slows down. That's if the rate continues and it slows down. More plastic than fish in our ocean. That concerns me.
Yeah.
That concerns me. So even taking this further, now it depends on how much, or how much microplastics are in your water, but there's a lot of studies to support over a person's lifetime. They may, especially going forward, you may take in dozens of pounds of plastic in your lifetime, and that could even be like eating a credit card every couple of weeks. That's how much is out there.
Wow,
that's concerning. That's concerning, the impact that this is having.
Yes.
And again, it's growing. So I want to point that out. So next slide on there. So my point is, what is it? What is the time to do right now?
It's time to wake up,
Ken. It's time to wake up, yes. And if you just indulge me for a second, I'm just going to read these two things. While the extent of the adverse effects of microplastics is not fully understood and known, current studies confirm it negatively affects over 700 marine species, mainly through ingestion. Among those negative effects are a shortened lifespan. So if it affects these little creatures in this way, it's logical to say as it moves up the food chain, similar issues are going to take place. So
yeah, there is no way that is good for us.
Right. And another study by the Environmental Health and Preventive Medicine emphasized the alarming potential for micro and nanoplastics to breach the human intestinal wall, enter the bloodstream, and distribute themselves amongst the tissues and organs. Now, the takeaway of all this is there's going to be, and it's continuing, there's just going to be more studies on this as we move forward. But this is a little wake-up call. This is a problem. And of course, we can all be concerned about climate change and what that might affect. This is a definite climate change.
Yeah.
We don't have to argue about temperature. This is a definite climate change issue, and it's not good.
Yeah.
So what can we do?
Well, it can feel overwhelming. So is the next slide going to tell us what we can do to help?
Yes, there are things, and we're going to talk about this week and next week. So next slide there, Miss Bess, please. So introducing our healthier home laundry pods, Clean Ocean formula. So we already know that certain laundry detergents, if they're not well thought out, can contribute to the abrasion of the clothes. We start out and do something very unique. We took a look at this from the beginning, and we developed a very powerful cleaning formula. This is a best-in-class cleaning formula, but there's more to it than just that. Now, this will out-clean national brands, the brands that on dirty motor oil, on soils, on clay, on coffee, on tea, the pantheon of things that are put in ASTM tests. It's all independent tests. We've gone through hundreds of formulations developing this, but we start out with a very powerful cleaning formula. And then we go on, we've got a Clean Ocean formula with this. So what does that mean? Next slide, please. Our Clean Ocean formula entails a couple things. We have a very optimized synergistic blend of high performance cleaning agents that out-clean national brands, but very importantly, Jen, they out-clean in quick wash cycles, so you don't have to wash for an hour and 20 minutes like most machines, and it'll do it in cold water, so you don't have to have temperature or long cycles.
Now, this is the best news for me because I'm notorious. I have 3 kids. They are so filthy when they come home from school, and I wash their clothes on warm. And my husband has now told me with your new formula, that is not always necessary. Do you agree?
That's absolutely true. So along with that, we didn't just stop there. We've got a fiber smoothening technology, and this helps the fibers relax because I'm going to paint a little picture. When the fibers are being abraded and agitated, it's like they're angry and they start standing up on the weave.
Yeah.
But this is like giving your clothes maybe a little THC, a little ganja, call it what you want. And the clothes fibers are like, hey, man, just relax. Everything's going to be cool.
I love that the clothes have a personality.
Well, I cast my personality upon them.
Is the aggressive washing what also contributes to pilling of clothes?
Absolutely. And that's another subject. You are just too bright for words, but that's going to be another subject we're going to talk about because it's really an additional benefit of the product.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's because I'm so excited. That's all.
So we don't just leave it all there. And people will say, well, are these chemistries dangerous? We actually start out with all of our ingredients are safer choice or exempt ingredients. So it's safer for your family, safer for your kids, safer for your pets, everything. So the bottom line is all in all, but by being able to clean like this with these components, we have taken independent lab tests that show we dramatically up to 80% reductions in microplastics. So the first thing I want to say, in case you're wondering, in case I didn't mention it, this is a kick butt cleaner.
Yes.
If you want to clean your clothes, we got that. We served that one up to you. That's our softball. That's an easy one. But in addition to all that, you're going to get these other benefits as well. You're going to out-clean national competitors. You're going to be able to do it on quick wash cycles. You're going to be doing it on cold wash cycles. You're going to get a smoothened fabric. So what are some of those benefits as we look at that? Let's turn that next page. You're going to save time. You're going to save energy, and you're going to save water just off the start. Kind of a nice thing, right? Kind of a nice thing.
Brilliant.
So you throw this little pod. If you got like an HE machine, I put a little circle on here. It might be hard to see in that in the PowerPoint, but that's on a quick wash cycle. Quick wash cycle. It's only 18-minute wash cycle, and it's cold water on there. So throw that in there. It's going to foam up. It's going to wash your clothes, and they're going to come out clean and feeling soft. So your clothes are going to look great, stay looking new, and they're going to feel soft just from using this great cleaner.
Amazing.
It is amazing. But it doesn't just stop there.
Oh my gosh, there's more.
There is more.
What is it?
Well, I think we got to wait for Bess. So now the point is now you can do something. We already heard the issue that's at hand. We already know how pervasive this is. We already know the impact of some of these things, not all of them. But now you have a choice. Now you can look for our Healthier Home laundry pods on healthierhomeproducts.com. We've got a crazy introductory offer. So it's one thing to know about something. It's another to do, because we're coming at you with a great product and we're giving you a great offer to make it real easy to help your clothes, help your family, help the planet.
I love this. This is your call to action. It is an astounding offer. I have gotten a sneak peek because I'm friends with Ken at these laundry pods. And look at this. It's just amazing. They work so well. We have a great deal going on. Healthier Home. Is it Healthier Home? Well, let's wait.
Healthier Home Products.
Healthier Home Product. Well, I know the name of the brand, but I'm just saying, oh, yep, the whole website is the healthierhomeproducts.com website. And as you can see there, look at that beautiful package. It looks like a little washing machine.
It absolutely does. It actually opens like that. And if you look at that, where are we here?
Ooh. Oh, it's got a turtle.
It's got a turtle that says, "Thank you for caring."
You get a personal thank you note from the turtles.
Isn't that awesome? Now, we're not just leaving it here. We actually have another really interesting piece of this next week. We're going to follow up with this, and we're going to keep telling you some of these things that are important and why we did what we did with this laundry detergent. It's not just about clean clothes. It's about everything. We took all the variables out there and we said, how can we make the best thing possible? And I tell you what, I have a real hard time looking at the other products in the marketplace and saying this is not heads and tails better than anything I've found. I mean, it's an outstanding product, and I think it's going to rewrite the way people are going to look at laundry.
I love that. I love your mission, Ken. I think it's amazing. Guys, go to the website, get yourself those laundry pods. Ken, thank you so much. Anything else you want to say to our viewers before we peace out?
I'm just going to leave it there. Peace out. I think it's all out there today. I think we had a great podcast. I love sharing it, and I want to make it possible for everybody to enjoy a great product.
All righty. Well, we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, Ken.
We'll